Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
We changed the truth for God into a lie. In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claw, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yasha.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
All right, thank you for joining us again for another class today here at ISBHBK, Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're here out of Houston, Texas. Our address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. If you know anybody in the area in Houston, send them our address, have them come to the school. We have another school in San Antonio, Texas. The address is going to be 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas. All right, they've been there over 25 years pushing this truth and this word into the streets to our people. That is, again, San Antonio, Texas. We have a school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Address is 501 Copper Avenue, Northwest Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right, the brother's been out there for about 2 years now pushing the truth as well. We have classes in Austin, Texas starting up. So if you have anybody out there, please hit us up. We'll get you that exact information. It's going to be every Saturday. Sabbath class is going to be from 12 to 3. But I'll let you know the location. As for us, our school location, our school schedule is going to be Monday and Wednesday from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Friday nights is going to be from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. And then Sabbath morning class is going to be 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. or until whenever questions are over. Every Sunday, we have a kids class. This is going to be Sunday from 12 p.m. until 1 p.m. All right, so we have pre-recorded classes for the kids that you can check out on YouTube on your spare time. Whenever you're driving in traffic, click on it. You got the kids in the back. Rather than listen to all this trap and garbage music, put on ISBHPK Kids and get them fed with the word. That channel is specifically for the children to grow their mind in this Bible and so they can understand their history. All right, as well, we have our live YouTube classes. It's at ISBHPK, where we have an onslaught of classes, breakdowns. We have a lot of Genesis, Revelations, Daniels, a lot of different topics as well to deal with yourself, your spirit, and your household, dealing from, lust, pride, all these different essential classes. They're on there that you can check out and look at any time. Again, that is ISBHPK. All right? We have the brother Mashaba that has a Blog Talk Radio. He has Blog Talk Radio. That's going to be Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. to about 11:30 a.m. This is every morning. And the brother is pumping wonderful classes with extreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on there as well for you. You can find him at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. And we have plenty of teachers on there that's on there. Kawakab. You have Koresh. All these Nagaya, a lot of old school teachers that are on there that are still doing the work, and you can hear them on Blog Talk Radio with Mashaba. All right, again, that's Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. As for Israelware, we have the sisters that have a page on Facebook. If you see any garments, if you need any type of shirts, pants, anything that you need, the sisters will be able to take care of that. Even for the sisters, we have the sisters are able to do purses, scarves, dresses, shirts, whatever you may need, they'll be able to facilitate that. All right, you can find them on Facebook at Israelware, and they'll be able to take care of that. If you need to contact any of the priests, we have their phone number. If you can only text during class, please, again, text only during class. We have Priest Kazakia. His number is going to be 281-707-2737. And Priest Kwatazak, his number is 303 557-8979. Again, if it's during class, please text only or hit us up on the live chat on the YouTube. And if you have any other questions and you don't like to use the platform of your cellular device between texting and calling, email us. We have an email address at isbhpk@isbhpk.org. All right? And for any donations, any monetary donations are all welcome. That you see on the bottom, we have a Wells Fargo account that you can send any monetary donation that will continue to help and thrive this ministry to teach your people on the four corners of the earth. As well, we have, if you want to donate anything else, your journals, your tablets, your pencils, your pads, anything is necessary, we need it. If you have extra desks, if you know anybody that's giving away chairs, send it on through. We're here and we need it, all right? And we thank you for everything that you do give, for all those brothers and sisters that have, all those that even want to and aren't able to, continue to watch, all right? And if you're able to, please do. With that, we're going to open it up with questions, all right? So get your questions together.
And you had a question in Job, sis?
No, Joel.
Oh, Joel. Okay, what chapter?
1. I didn't understand what I was reading.
Okay, let's go there real quick while we wait for everybody else to get on and get online, creep into class, whatever it may be. Joel, the first chapter. Let's go there. Joel 1. Somebody,
Come. Joel.
Yeah.
Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The word of the Lord came to Joel, the son of Pethuel.
Pethuel, yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Hath this been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Tell your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children's another generation. 4. That they that which
start 4 again.
That which the Palmer
worm hath left, hath the locust eaten.
Right.
And when
so the polymer worm. So what is a polymer worm? Look that up real quick. What is the polymer worm? Because all that is symbolism, but I want you to look it up. So next time when you go over these classes, when you go over these chapters and certain things you don't understand, you'll see, if you look up certain words, it'll just give you the definition, right? Then all you'll need from there is to understand whether it was symbolic or it was something that was really going to happen. Okay?
It's a moth. Yeah, it's like a moth.
Right, so it's like a moth, right? What else? That's it? So, read 4 again.
That which the palmer worm hath left hath the locust eaten.
That which the polymer worm have left, the locusts have eaten. Go ahead.
And that which the locust had left had the cankerworm eaten. And that which the cankerworm had left, that the caterpillar hath eaten.
Right, so what it's saying here is that just when you thought it was over, you got one consumption after the next. You got one thing destroying right after the next. You got one destruction right after the next. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Awake, ye drunkards,
right,
and weep, and howl, all ye drinkers of wine, because of the new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth.
Right. Why? Because, when the Most High talks to the Ephraim, the 9.5 tribes, the Most High talks to Israel, they were drunkards. Watch. Jump over to jump over to, I put it the other day on the street speaking. It's pertaining to the drunkards. It says, woe to the drunkards of Ephraim. I think it's Isaiah. I be wanting to give it out, but I be trying to get y'all to just kind of think about it a little bit before I give everything out. Y'all gotta get your brain working. It's in Isaiah, just to show you on that point. I thought it was in Isaiah. Just on this drunkard point. And we're answering questions for y'all that tuned in, that are tuning in with us. We're just, the sister had a question in Joel, the 1st chapter. What is it?
28 and 1?
Yeah. It is Isaiah, right?
Come.
Isaiah 28 and 1. Go ahead, read that.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Woe to the crown of pride to the drunkards of Ephraim.
Right, so this is talking about the 9.5 tribes. So it's saying destruction to the drunkards of Ephraim. Go ahead.
Whose glorious beauty is a fading flower.
Right. So now let's go back. Let's go back to Joel.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Awake ye drunkards.
Right.
And weep.
Right.
And howl, all
Right.
ye drinkers of wine.
Right. So you can see that being drunken, the scriptures hit it. They hit it physically, but it also speaks of spiritually. Our people are drunk. They're not awake. They're not awoke. And when you look at our people out here, most of our people are drunk as hell, on drugs, on dope, or some type of influence. Because when you drink, you're under the influence. So, read where we're at.
Because of new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth.
Go ahead.
For a nation is come up upon my land.
Right.
Strong.
So while you guys are drunk, while you guys are, your mind is influenced by every other theme, the Most High is sending destruction on you. The Most High is sending destruction on the people. Go ahead.
And without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion.
Right, meaning, it's just saying how they were going to consume. How these nations were going to consume and destroy. So, their teeth is the teeth of the lion. A lion already destroys, but this was going to consume you to itty-bitty portions. Go ahead.
And he had the teeth of a great lion. He had laid my vine waste and barked my fig tree.
Right.
He had made a clean bear.
Right.
And cast it away.
Right, because who is the vine? Who is the vine he's talking about? His noble vine. He's talking about Israel. He refers to them. He said, you were a noble vine, but then he comes back and says, now you're a degenerate. Go ahead.
The branches thereof are made white, lament like a virgin girded with sackcloth.
Lament. Right. So the branches are made white, because what he's saying is that this nation was going to strip us bare, and that was going to break us down. Right? To what portion? To little portions. Right? Imagine if you strip a vine. Right? I just finished cutting up some basil. You take all that basil off, all you got is just the middle part. Right? And then if you leave it out, it what? Dries up. Right? Go ahead.
With lament with...
Verse 8 again.
Is lament?
Lament.
Lament like a virgin girded with sackcloth for the husband of her youth.
Right. So he's saying now you're gonna cry out like a virgin. Imagine if your husband went out to war and you're a virgin, you guys are already promised to, and your husband's out to war. She would cry out, she would yearn for her husband. So the scriptures are saying that we were gonna cry out, we were gonna lament. Go ahead.
The meat offering and the drink offering is cut off from the house of the Lord.
Right.
The priests, the Lord's ministers mourn.
Right. So this, what it's just showing you is what the Most High was gonna do to the children of Israel. For what the Most High was gonna do in punishing in us. He was gonna make us cry. He was gonna make us mourn. He was gonna make us yearn. He was gonna bring us low in front of all the nations. Right? All those things in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. See, they were fluent throughout the scriptures and throughout all of our captivities. So this is Joel reiterating, and I think, I double check, I think this is the Babylonians coming in. But I have to double check that. Go ahead.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
The field is wasted. The land mourneth.
Uh-huh.
For the corn is wasted.
Right.
The new wine is dried up.
Uh-huh.
The oil languisheth.
Right. Meaning all these things that were necessary for you to survive, the Most High is saying they're going to be taken away. They're going to be stripped. You're going to be destroyed. Right? Go ahead.
Be ye ashamed, O ye husbandmen. How? O ye vineyards.
Right.
Or vine dressers.
For
the wheat and for the barley.
The barley.
Or the barley. Because the harvest of the field is perished.
Like now, when you look at the husbandmen, when you look at the farming, when you look at all the essential things that were going to nourish us, keep our food, right? We don't have it. The Most High has destroyed it, right? That's why they got to constantly beat the ground or genetically modify, because the earth is in a famine. So this is just what he's saying was going to happen to us. We were going to be brought to the point to where we don't have, where we are without. Go ahead.
The vine is dried up, and the fig tree languishes. The pomegranate tree, the palm tree also, and the apple tree, even all the trees of the field,
right,
are withered, because joy is withered away from the sons of men.
Right. You see that? So, you know, all these things you would have access to, now you don't. Why? Because the Most High is finna destroy man. He's finna destroy this kingdom, finna take him down. Go ahead.
Gird yourselves and lament, ye priests.
Right. Cry out. Read.
How?
Right.
Ye ministers of the altar.
Read.
Come lie all night in sackcloth.
Right, because sackcloth represented a low estate. It represent you mourning. Go ahead.
Ye ministers of Yahweh.
Go ahead.
For the meat offering and the drink offering is withholded from the house of your power.
Right. Go ahead. Meaning that there's not going to be any more priesthood. So all the priest offering, all the service and duties of what you were supposed to be doing is not going to be no more. Why? Because the Most High is going to... What did he do in all of our captivities? The nations came in. They overthrew our sanctuaries. They overthrew our temples. They led us into captivity. Go ahead.
Sanctify ye a fast. Call a solemn assembly.
Right.
Gather the elders and all the inhabitations.
Why you got to fast? Because you're in mourning. You're in a captivity. You need the Most High to look upon you. So get ready to fasting and prayer. Go ahead.
Gather the elders and all the inhabitations of the land into the house of the Lord your power.
Go ahead.
And cry unto the Lord.
Right.
Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Go ahead.
And as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come.
Right.
Is not the meat cut off before our eyes?
Right.
Yeah, joy and gladness from the house of our powers.
Right. Read it again.
Joy and gladness from the house of our power.
Go ahead.
The seed is rotten under their clods. The garners are laid desolate.
Right.
The barns are broken down.
Right. Why? Because he's just showing you that we ain't going to have the fruit. We ain't going to have the vine. We ain't gonna have all these delicacies that the Most High gave to us. Go ahead.
For the corn is withered.
Uh-huh.
How do the beasts groan? The herds of the cattle are perplexed.
Go ahead.
Because they have not pasture. Is it pasture or pasture?
Pasture. Right. Right. Why? Because the Most High destroyed the men. He's destroying the men. He's destroying the women. He's destroying the pasture that will take care of the flock. He's destroying the priests. Go ahead.
Yet the flocks of sheep are made desolate.
Go ahead.
O Lord, to thee will I cry, for the fire hath devoured the pasture of the wilderness, and the flame hath burned all the trees of the field.
Right.
Verse 20. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee.
Right.
For the rivers of water are dried up, and the fire hath devoured the pastures of the wilderness.
Right. It's like now, the scriptures say the earth is defiled of the inhabitants thereof, because they transgress the laws and change the ordinance. When you go down in Isaiah 24:6, it says the earth is consumed, it fadeth away. Right? We're suffering because wickedness is ruling. So that's what was going to happen to Israel, because once again, our disobedience and stubbornness and rebellious. This is what he was talking about in Joel 1. You got that? All right. Do we have anything online?
Sir.
What we got?
It says, are mediums real, and can they really talk to the dead?
We went over that Monday, right? We went over that Monday, yeah. Are they new?
It's Papa the Great is their name.
Yeah, new people come on. But yeah, brother, of course they're real. Let's put some of those scriptures we went over Monday. Who has notes? Right. Who has notes? Right? But yeah, we're going to get that too. There's going to be common questions that people are trying to get answers. So sometimes we get them. I know y'all online that be watching. Y'all like, wait a minute, we just got it. But sometimes new people come on and they ask the same questions. So,
it's Exodus chapter 20, verse 18.
Go ahead.
And all.
Where you at again?
Exodus chapter 20, verse 18.
Yeah, so, once again, repeating what we went over Monday, I'm sure Quatzazab hit on all these things. Demons are real. Witches are real. Because what they do is they tap into the left-hand side, dealing with all these sorceries, dealing with Satan. They do it, they tap into the spiritual realm, but they do it negatively. They do it carnally, and it's not through the Most High, because you find out us, we don't have to throw bones. We don't have to slit our wrists and throw blood all over us. We don't have to sacrifice a baby. We don't have to
sit on a chair and have some ashes beneath you burn.
Right.
It's at Santa Maria.
Yeah, you don't. Okay, yeah. Poke little dolls. We don't have to do that to access the spirit. Accessing the spirit, all we do is pray. We lock into the spirit of righteousness, and you surround yourself with the right spirits. But they're not doing that. They don't think about it like that. They want to obtain these spiritual levels through negative. And it's always got to be some defiled, wicked, destructive, death theme. Like when you look at the Aztecs, I've been reading a few things on the Aztecs. It's nothing different. The Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, a lot of them were doing sacrificing and trying to achieve the things because the Most High had cut us off. So how were we going to get rain and food? They sacrifice their babies, man. But it goes right back to what the scriptures say. You sacrifice your children unto devils and unto idols. So yeah, man, all these things are real. Don't get on the phone and call them. Don't ask somebody, you at the fair. We go to the fair a lot, and next to us, you got the little warlocks, the little midgets. You got the little witches over there, all 50 pounds of makeup, you know what I mean? Like 4'4", you know, just let me read your palm. It's like weird as hell, man. Exodus what?
Exodus chapter 22, verse 18.
Yeah, so when the scriptures give us these warnings, understand they give us the warnings for a reason. So read that.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So back in the ancient days, you know, what were these witches doing, man? They were doing all those things. They were, go to Leviticus 19 and 26.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26.
Yeah, they were doing those things, man, that to achieve spiritual levels and spiritual realms. Because tapping into Satan, he desires a sacrifice. There's a new movie, well, not new, it's old now, but the King Arthur, the newest one. It was like a few years back, but the newest King Arthur, for his brother to be blessed with this spiritual power, he had to have sacrifice. So first he sacrificed his wife. Then he had to come back and sacrifice his daughter, right? Or I should say, first of all, he sacrificed himself, his spirit. But then he had to give a blood sacrifice, his wife, then his daughter. So, yeah, man, don't deal with those things. Y'all stay away from them. Don't be having them read your palm. Don't be thinking it's fun. Why? Because they might tell you that's something that's real.
Snatch on.
Yeah, you be like, oh, that's real, and then you start tapping into that.
Like Saul.
Yeah, huh?
Like Saul.
Right, like Saul. Exactly. Read that, Leviticus 19:26.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantments.
Neither shall you use what?
Enchantments.
Yeah, what is enchantments? Look up the word enchantments. So this is where you get into, see, Levi was the head, was the priest. So Levi Levi had access to the Most High, but the Most High cut us out. He cut the priests off. You know, listen, the priest, the spirit of the Most High descended on a throne. When you would go behind the priesthood, you would go behind the holiest of holies. The spirit descended on the throne as a fire, right? That's the access Levi had to the Most High. See, then the Most High cut that off. The angels will come to the prophets. They were known as seers. So the angels will come to the prophets, right? And tell them. Most High cut that off. So you see, we were cut off. So Levi was still trying to access that connection. So what did they start doing? Voodoo. Right? They started doing black magic, right? To attain and to reach that access to the Most High. So what do you got for enchantment?
Enchantment. It says the state of being under a spell.
You see that? You know, watch those enchantments. They're going to put you under a spell. Listen. You know what I mean? Or they try to go ahead and get a piece of your hair.
Right.
You know? And put some so-called enchantment on you. A voodoo doll. Enchantment. Spells. You know, girl, all you got to do is you got to get a piece of his hair, get some Kool-Aid and a piece of chicken.
Right.
I don't know the mixture, so I'm just making things up.
Put it in the skillet.
Yeah, put it in the skillet, and his booty's gonna burn. I don't know what it is, but we've all heard of it. You know, For us that don't deal with that, we kind of like watch it on TV. But you got to watch what these enchantments. What else?
Synonyms. Witchcraft.
There you go. You got to watch the witchcraft.
Wizardry.
Right, wizardry. Now, all that stuff that the kids be watching, you know, they try to put out Harry Potter and, you know, you reading out the book of spells and you know, or they got the old school one with the 3 witches.
Oh yeah, Charmed.
Charmed. Yeah, they got new ones too. But all these series that get you to want to be a witch, you gotta watch that.
Because now they're trying to say you could be a white witch.
Yeah,
which means that you're not on the dark side. You're into the earth. You're into the the nature, the healing.
Which is basically you trying to summon up spirits, right? Through the carnal way. It might not be the black magic with witchery and witchcraft and child sacrifice, but it might be through you giving power more to the creature than the creator. So you start doing things that way. Go ahead. That was it on that? Enchantment?
God. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so read that Leviticus. Where you at again?
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh.
No, you read
verse 26.
Yeah, 26. Go ahead.
Ye shall not eat anything with the blood. Neither shall ye use enchantments.
Yeah, why are you putting that in the same subject? Because what happens with our people? You got to eat the liver. You got to eat something with blood or drink the blood, right? To bring up these spirits. Yeah.
Like they did in Indiana Jones when they that dude pulled the heart out and they was drinking the blood.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to stay away from that. Watch that. Don't have no dealings with that. Go to what? Go to verse 31.
God, regard not them that have familiar spirits. Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them.
You see that? Watch the wizards. Most I ain't dealing with Harry Potter. His little ass gonna be burnt up. Go ahead.
I am the Lord, your power.
All right, jump over to
18 and Deuteronomy.
20 and verse 6.
God. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6.
And then we'll jump over to Deuteronomy.
And the soul that turneth away such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and I will cut him off from among his people.
Right. So, what is he saying? What is him saying? Do not mess around with these witches, man. Don't mess around. Don't even play with it. Don't go get the Ouija board. You playing with high level spirits.
Yeah, I done heard a lot of situations dealing with Ouija boards, but then they get scared out, they get spooked out because they have a certain feeling in the house. Yeah, you're dealing with familiar spirits. You're dealing with a domain that you don't know what you're dealing with. You know, even with music, you got Beyonce. Listen, Beyonce will tell you she got familiar spirits on her. She go through different. She got Sasha Fierce. That is not a real human being. That is a spirit that is on her. And when she does that music, everybody gets enchanted by her music. Think about it. They got multiple ways how to enchant us, how to get us in this spell. Right. Come on, man. You get in a certain mind frame. Now you want to smoke weed. Now you want to go over here and twerk on every man. Now you want to come over here and do some other filthiness due to the fact of what you're listening to, what you're entertaining. Oh, I gotta find another way to make him my lover. Yeah, now you over here, like you said, the priest was talking about, you throwing bones on the ground. Trying to get a certain reaction. Where you at again?
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6.
Read that again.
And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, read, to go a whoring after them.
Yeah, because they become addicted to it, man. They become addicted to the dark side. They have forever, I'm going to say forever, but they have left the light. Now they're over here just doing all types of wickedness. Now you got to kill somebody. You got to have your blood sacrifice just to get you a couple duckies now. You knee deep in the mud, knee deep in the mire, doing everything. You got to sell 50 albums now. After you kill somebody, shoot him in the face. That's the blood sacrifice. Because you addicted now since you're going to whoring. You need it. Read.
I will even set my face against that soul.
The Most High's not dealing with that.
No, you're right though. Hey, listen, we be, you know what? You know, a lot of times we don't think it's real because you ain't around that.
Right.
But go listen. Go around people that do that. Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, so
it's real, man.
The continents on their face. Their continents, it is dark.
Yeah.
You messing with a demon.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah. Do not mess around with these spirits like that, man. Like I said, you go get that Ouija board. I remember my cousin. This is when he was gang banging. He was telling me that he was a Crip, a so-called Crip. And they were all out just hanging around, and they started messing around with the Ouija board. He said that a table literally started flying. I said, nah. He said, yeah. I seen the table lift up off the ground. Those are demons, man.
You're gonna be like the girl in the Ouija, get bent backwards.
Yeah.
Get that spirit into her.
Yeah. And not bent backwards in a good way.
Nah. Demonically.
Demonic. Deuteronomy 18 and 10.
Deuteronomy
18 and 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Right. See, that goes back to the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas. Listen, that goes back to all the tribes. When you go back to Babylon, you go back to the Babylonians. That's what we were doing. We were sacrificing our children unto devils. Go ahead.
Or that uses divination.
Or that uses divination. Now look up that word. Divination. Divine nation. Divine nations. You gotta watch it.
Divination. It says the act of divining, a foretelling future events.
Yeah, there you go. So you gotta watch out for the card readers. You gotta watch out with, baby, I just had a dream. Going to get some rice. They got this new series called Cloak and Dagger. It's a Marvel series. But the girl that one of the guys with, she's doing all that, flipping over the cards, throwing down the salt. Yeah, this is right in there. Why? Because they make these things cool. They make these things, yeah, you know what? What's wrong with that? It's not a big deal. You know, I don't gotta sacrifice no kid. I'm just conjuring up spirits. You're conjuring up spirits. And that's why when you go home, you be hearing the knocking on, right? You be hearing like little feet walk in your house.
Your door.
Yeah. You be having bad dreams. Hey, don't play with those demons, man.
I remember when I was in the military, no joke. I was in the military sleeping in Chicago. I had a little dorm room. I feel like something slapped me. I was like, hold on, what the hell? Oh, I was spooked. That was in Chicago. Yeah.
Listen, I'll tell y'all stories, but they might freak you out. Before we got into truth, my dad was dealing with this woman. My dad was dealing with this woman, and all these things were happening with him. And my dad's passed away now, but this is when I was like 3 or 4. So my mom and my dad had told me. So they were wondering what was going on. We had these demons in the house. I'm talking about picking up dogs, all kind of stuff that'll spook you out. Yeah, real spooky stuff. As a kid, I seen it. I thought it was a human. They were like, no, there was no human in your house. It was a demon. But so my dad, ignorant as hell. Remember, he wasn't in the truth at the time. He was ignorant. He went to a person to figure out what was happening. So he said this person took a bowl of sugar, threw it in a bowl, and did whatever they did. Now, I'm a kid. I don't know. This is what they told me. They said he put his hand in it. The person that was trying to reveal what was going on put his hand and pulled out a head full of hair. God. And the person told him, somebody threw a curse on you. Yeah. Those spirits, man, don't mess with them.
That's because I don't even watch scary movies. I don't watch scary. I ain't playing with it. I'm not dipping in that.
Hey, listen. That's why, you know, I remember one time when I was younger in the truth, I was about 15, 16. A brother told me, he was like, he reminded me, you know, because I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, let's just, you know, let's play around with him, right? He was like, don't even call them playing around. He said he did that when he was in the world. Called them, and the one told him exactly what was wrong with him. Like, exactly. So, this is the scriptures telling us, do not mess around. Your ass be upside down shitting all night for no reason. You'll be upside down on your arms. Pool be coming out of you. Why? Because those demons is not playing. It's not a joke. Alright? Go ahead and read that. Read that.
Or an observer of times.
Yeah, observer of times. That you get into trying to figure out what's going on with the heavens. I'm going to say this again. When the scriptures speak of the tree of life in the middle of the throne, you don't know. Every book you read on the stars, on the zodiac, on the signs, that's from Esau perspective. That ain't from us having the knowledge of the sun, the moon, the stars like we used to have it. The Most High said in the beginning, he shut an angel, cut us off from all that knowledge. You know, even it said Issachar knew the signs of the time. They knew how to navigate. And they knew how to do other things based on the stars. You don't got that knowledge now. You've been stripped of that. So don't let Esau think it, you know, you going to be like, well, we had that knowledge back in the days. You know, yeah, we did back in the days. All the knowledge you got now is what Esau told you, which was probably butt naked in the middle of a circle, right? With jizz all over himself, trying to figure out what the sun, what this sign and that sign and this sign and that sign. You gotta stay away from that, man. Go ahead.
Or enchanters.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or a witch.
Or
a charmer.
Right. So this one's summing it all up in one verse. Go ahead.
Or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Right. Well, those are the ones. Hold on. I'm gonna summons up your grandma. Baby, you there, baby? Right? You gotta watch it, man. Do not mess around. You remember Ghost, right? The old movie with what was it? Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze, right? Calling up spirits, and those spirits taking over your body. Don't mess around with it. Go ahead, read.
Or a wizard.
Right. Go ahead.
Or a necromancer.
Right. Necromancer is someone that what? Have sex with dead bodies. Talking about, they're gonna tell me what to do next. Don't mess around with it. It's wicked, it's defiled, the Most High is gonna destroy you. Alright, y'all got that?
Come on.
Con?
Con.
Alright, I didn't hear all y'all. Don't want none of you sisters drawing any salt up under your husband's bed talking about, he's gonna be mine. Oh, mine.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Right? That's how I say it. I'm like, I ain't hearing that.
Right?
Scriptures like, they don't work on us if you in the spirit. Like, none of that is working on you. You know what I mean? You can throw up a voodoo curse all you want, but if you got demons on you, trust me, it'll work. It'll work on you. But the scriptures say the Most High surrounds us with His angels. So those negative angels ain't listening, and they can't get through our barrier. They can't get through to us. See, like I said, you know, when my dad told me that story, you know, looking now, you can see that it was because that's what he was messing around with. He was messing around with those things. But for him to go consult with one, he was obviously entertaining that stuff. Right? So, yeah.
No, it's just, I was always uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Like the Ouija board, they brought it to our 8th grade dance or whatever.
Wow.
And I didn't know what it was, and I didn't go see what it was, you know.
Yeah.
But I was always uncomfortable around the witchcraft and stuff. And there used to be a lady at King Soopers in Denver, Colorado. She was an older lady. She always wore black. And she kind of trailed you around the store. She didn't do nothing. Yeah, she would just trail people around the store. And she wouldn't say nothing, but she would just look at you like with blazing eyes, you know. And
spooky, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is not comfortable. So, and I'm not about, I want my palm read. I don't want you to tell me nothing.
None of that. Nuh-uh. Get away from me, Satan. That's why you got to watch what you be doing. You cut yourself. You know what I mean? Cutting yourself, that gets into all that. That gets into witchcraft. Burning yourself. What other things they be doing? All the emo stuff. You know what I mean? The Most High ain't with that. Leave it alone, man, because it's gonna destroy your spirit.
You out here wearing the Grim Reaper. You got a lot of Issachar that wear the Grim Reaper. They think that's gonna protect them.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Who?
The Grim Reaper.
Say it in Spanish.
La Santa Muerte.
Oh, the
Santa Muerte.
The Saint of Death.
Yes.
The Saint of Death. Yeah, that all the candles and you know all that, man. The Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
You better leave it alone.
Listen, even in Japan,
especially you 9.5, but then also you got Levi up there too. 10 tribes. You 10 tribes. Leave it alone, man.
Cutting chicken necks.
Yeah.
Eating them.
Yeah. For the most part, tribe of Judah, they ain't really into that. You know what I mean? But the other tribes on down, the West Indians, they be into that too.
But Judah was starting to go into Egyptology.
Oh yeah, Judah.
Dabbling in that.
You're right. That Egyptology. You're right. I take that back. Nowadays, yeah, Judah you get into that Egyptology. Yep. It bring you right around to worshiping the anal cavity. Yeah. Egyptology is where they worship the Egyptian religion. Yeah, the Egyptians' religion, and they got things like the Book of the Dead. They got Horus, Isis, Ra, Osiris. They got all these Egyptian gods that came about either by some filthy sexual way or some death way. Right? So you don't even know about it anyway. It's all defiled. All right, so that's it on that question. I hopefully that answers that question. Did they have any repeat on that?
No, sir.
Okay. What else?
What is the understanding of Jeremiah 31 and 27?
Jeremiah 31 and 27. Wow. Jeremiah 31 and what?
27.
Jeremiah 31 and what?
27. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 27.
Okay. Go ahead and read it.
Behold, the days come, said the Lord,
right,
that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beasts.
Right, because we were going to be mingled everywhere through the earth. That's all that means. It doesn't mean you were going to be genetically modified into a what's those horses and the Roman Minotaurs. It doesn't mean that. All this means is that we were going to be scattered amongst all nations and everywhere through the earth. That's all that means. When it means beast, because I know probably that's what's getting you, and with the seed of beast, it just means that you're going to be scattered amongst all nations, and you're going to be scattered to the end of the earth. So wherever you go, where it's deep in the mountains and the hills with all the animals, you're going to be there. Whether you're amongst the tribes, the pygmy tribes, right? Or yeah, the beginning tribes,
Papua New Guinea.
yeah, all those tribes where you think only beasts are, you're gonna be amongst them. Our people are scattered everywhere. What's up, Ak?
Do you want them to know, like, a man without the wisdom is a beast before the Most High?
Yeah, but it's pointing out here, it gets that point, and that's why I didn't come with that, because it says here, the seed of man and the seed of beast. So, yeah. Isaiah 53. Let's see here. Okay, all right, so, yeah, that's it on that. Is basic. The scriptures say that he was going to scatter us amongst all nations, that he was going to scatter us to the ends of the earth. And that's what it means among the seed of man with the seed of beast. All right? Any other ones? Go ahead.
Leviticus 15 and 21.
Leviticus 15 and 21. Let's go there.
It says, if you are married and your wife is on her period, should she sleep on another bed?
Leviticus what?
15 and 21.
Right. And we touch on this a lot. We touch on this a lot because we talk about the law a lot. All right? So, ideally, go ahead and read that.
Leviticus chapter 15 verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even.
Right. So Leviticus, I'm sorry, say it again.
Leviticus chapter 15 and verse 21.
All right, wait till everybody get it. Let me get it here too. Leviticus 15:21. And jump up to verse 18 so everybody can kind of get the context of what's going on here.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
The woman also, whom man shall lie with seed of copulation.
Right. So the seed of copulation is, like we went over the other day, is the emission of semen, right? Go ahead.
They shall both bathe themselves in water.
Right. So you were going to clean yourself off, which should be understood and known. Go ahead.
And be unclean until the even.
Right. And be unclean to the even. So you were unclean. You wouldn't really go around nobody, or you wouldn't go into the sanctuary until even, right? So this is a lot of times, as brothers and sisters read about the law, they're not seeing that part of the law. That what happens is that when you have sex, you are unclean. You understand that?
Gone.
So, but do you just stop doing what you're doing? No, because it's not, you can't do that. We're in a society to where that's something that you probably just got to get up and roll and go to work, right? So, and then you're around and work, and technically you're making everybody defile. Go ahead.
And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood,
right,
she shall be put apart 7 days.
Right. So now, what verse are you at?
Verse 19.
Now, in verse 19, it's starting to talk about her issue, which is her menstrual cycle. So she was going to be what?
She shall be put apart.
She was going to be what?
Put apart.
She was going to be what?
Put apart.
Huh?
Put apart.
Why does it say put apart? Because she literally will be put in another place. You understand that?
God.
Because she's going to be unclean the 7 whole days. So why are you sleeping with her, or you letting her sleep on the couch going to change the fact that she's unclean and you're unclean? No. But now is it against the law? Is it against the law to have her sleep on the couch? No. Or in the basement? No, it's not wrong. But technically, when she comes upstairs, brother, right, or sister, whoever's asking the question, and she touches everything, she's unclean. She has made everything unclean. So, yeah, you can for your conscience, but technically in the law, she is still destroying and defiling. Hopefully not destroying. Nuh-uh, none of that madness. She is technically still unclean and making everything else unclean. So, yeah, for your conscience, you can do that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, but in law-wise, you're not better at the law because she is on the bed or on the couch. Why? Because the technical law, you're already breaking it. Because she was supposed to be set aside in another place to where she's not touching you or anything. Okay? That's what we would do. Go ahead.
And whosoever touches her shall be unclean until the even.
Right.
And everything that she lieth upon
right.
in her separation.
See, in her, y'all getting right here. How do you know they were separated? Because she would be separated from them. You see that? So let's say if you're around her, right? And she ends up being on her menstrual cycle, you know, she gets it and she didn't know. Okay, you're unclean until even. So, but you're going to be separated, you know, in another place, in another house. Why? Because you're unclean. You're going to be touching everything and you're technically defiled. Right? Because it's the blood that defiles you. It's the blood that makes you unclean. Okay? Go ahead.
Shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean.
Right? You see that? So technically, everything is unclean. When she touches something, she sits on something, it's unclean. So yeah, you can go ahead and separate and have her sleep on the couch, but when your kids go to get on the couch and then go back to you, you know what I mean? It's unclean. It's still creating that process of unclean. And this is the technicality of the scripture and understanding that, okay, this is a law that, you know, the Most High, I know, conscience sake, yeah, she can sleep on the couch and that's fine. But the Most High is looking at it anyway, that, you know, I'm not going to have sex with her, you know, because some dirty cats do that. They do that. Like, you know what? Or she doesn't even wait 7 days and you already, what? Having sex with her, right? So, as long as you stick to that, the Most High knows just be, you know, whether she sleeps on the couch or not. If she's on the couch, she's still defiled in your house, but the Most High understands, okay, you're not in your kingdom. You don't got money to send her to an outhouse. You know what I mean? To go out through her 7 days. Okay, go ahead.
And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes.
Right, you see that? Technically, you would have to keep doing this. So it would make you what? Unclean unto even and uneven. Right? So we got to see that how severe this point of the law was, that you would be unclean all the time. So you got to know, yeah, for conscience sake, let me not sleep with her sexually. Let me make sure her 7 days are up, and then lay with her sexually, right? But as far as putting her on the couch, if it fulfills your conscience, you know, do it. But in the law, you're not going to be better or worse. All right, go ahead.
and bathe himself in water.
Go ahead.
And be unclean till the even.
Right.
And whosoever toucheth anything that she set upon,
right,
shall wash his clothes.
You see that? See, he would. Now you gotta what? What she set upon, you gotta wash. You gotta wash your clothes. Whatever she touched is defiled. Go ahead.
And bathe himself in water. And be unclean till the even.
Go ahead.
And if it be on her bed, or on anything whereon she sitteth,
right,
when he toucheth it,
right,
he shall be unclean till the even.
And
if any man lie with her at all, and her flower be upon him,
right,
he shall be unclean 7 days.
Right. So you see that? So now he's unclean for 7 days. So, technically if a mishap happened, right, and that happened to me, I shouldn't be around nobody for 7 days. So I would not be able to teach class for 7 days. You see that? I would not be able to come around nobody for 7 days, because that will defile you. So you got to see like the scriptures say, behold, the goodness and severity of the law, that this time, the severity of that, you're not going to be able to keep to the level, but you are going to keep the consciousness of it, and knowing that, okay, I don't have sex with her. I let her 7 days be fulfilled, being the wife. Right? Go ahead.
And all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean.
Right.
And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days.
Right. So that was it, right? That was their question, right? Okay. So yeah.
Does that apply to young girls? Were they separated too?
Yeah, we had, in our kingdom, like even in the kingdom to come, that we're going to be able to put you in your house, another, me and my rib jokes about it, the period house. You're going to be put in the period house for 7 days. You ain't going to come around the congregation. You ain't going to come around nobody, because you're just going to defile everybody. You're going to go, that blood is uncleanness. You're going to go into that house and be separate, So technically, yes. Yeah.
I used to work with a woman, and her daughters wouldn't go to school when they were on their menstrual cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's good too. Make provisions where you can for the spirit all the time. But like I said, for conscience sake, if your conscience is better with that, then do that. But technical wise, the Most High is not going to look at you and be like, because you let her sleep on the couch or in your bed, you're more wicked or righteous. Why? Because if you break one law, you break them all.
God.
So the Most High knows this. Conscious towards the Most High, you're following and trying to keep the law to your best ability. Okay? All right, so what else?
Someone said, what if you ride public transportation?
Right, same exact thing. And this is, first of all, you're still in my example, because I usually use that to show about how the law, that this is why you have to be spiritual in the law, because if not, then yeah, you'll sit on the bus, and the defiled woman on the bus defiles the seat, and you're defiled. So remember, we're keeping the law, and we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Give me that one real quick. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're keeping the law to our best ability. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be striving for perfection. Where we can keep it to our best ability, do it. Where you can't, you go to work, your manager or the women around you, they're on the menstrual cycle, and you touch them and you shake hands, or they pass you this or that, and then you're defiled. The Most High knows that. So we can't be carnal minded. We have to look at this spiritual too. We're not in our kingdom. We're not in our kingdom. And this conversation goes around, and the reality of it is that it is a reality. And it's not saying sin and break the law. What it's saying is that in these moments where the law can't can't be kept till its fullest ability through your power. The Most High knows that. So read that. Read where we're at.
Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers.
They that what?
They that are delivered from the noise of the archers.
The noise of archers meant the destruction. Right? So they that are going to be delivered from the noise of archers. Go ahead.
In the places of drawing water.
Right. See, this is symbolic because the places where you would draw the water from is where you're getting the knowledge at here in America. So that's symbolic for this kingdom that you're in, that you're going to be delivered from, and also where you're going to draw the water from, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this Bible. Where did you learn that? Where did you learn you as a Hebrew Israelite? In America. That's where the water is coming from. Right now, it's in the water, the knowledge is coming out of America and pouring into the world. Go ahead.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts.
And what?
And there shall they rehearse the righteous acts.
So we're rehearsing the righteous acts, because keeping the law to its fullest point, it ain't gonna happen. I don't care what Pharisee try to come in here and try to get at me in the law. You know, we keep the law to our best ability. That don't give you a license to break the law. That just shows, that's giving us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to understand as we're keeping the law, following the law to our best ability, as we're striving for this perfection, you're going to fall short in certain areas because, perfect example, you might be on the bus and you might sit next to somebody and they're defiled. So yeah, this is why the scriptures come back and tell us the law is spiritual. Because you gotta, as applying the physical aspect of the law, we gotta be spiritual with the law too. Okay, we can't apply it like we did in the ancient days and then only carnally and then being in captivity and not be spiritual. So read it again.
They that are delivered from the noise of the archers.
Right.
In the places of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
So we're rehearsing. The actual time, think about it. Rehearsal is rehearsal the actual play? The actual movie? No, we're rehearsing. Why? Because we're going through the motions trying to keep it to our best ability. And then when the Most High say action, He's going to put us in a place and an environment that we can actually keep the laws to our best ability, or excuse me, to the point of the law, and be perfect in the law. Because in that time, the law is going to be written in our inward parts. It's going to be a natural theme to keep the law. Y'all get that?
Come on.
All right. So, what's up?
No.
Okay. So we got one more? Go ahead.
It says, do the eyes of angels glow? Because I seen a flying object outside my house. A man looked at me from the inside and the eyes were glowing. I looked away and it was gone.
I have no idea what you've seen, and I'm not going to say it's not an angel. I'm not going to say it is. All I'm saying, but to answer the question, the scriptures don't speak on their eyes glowing per se, you know, not saying they can't though. Not saying the eyes of the angels can't glow. The angels can do and transform into anything they want to. So, but if you're asking me for a scripture, you know, I mean, you can go to Revelations. It says their eyes was a flame of fire. But, you know, once again, that's not, that was speaking symbolically also. So, you know, you might have seen an angel. You know, but remember this, man. Angels come for a purpose. They come for a reason. You know, they're showing you things for reasons. They're coming around for reasons. All right, so what else?
It says, priest, please explain Numbers 36, 7, 8, and 9. Does it mean it's not okay to marry into another tribe in the nation of Israel?
Right, and this is another common one because they're going around on Facebook thinking you can only marry your tribe. You know what I mean? I mean, when you say your tribe, literal, the tribe, like Judah, only Judah can mess with Judah. That is not the case. But let's go there. Go where?
Numbers chapter 36 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Numbers chapter 36, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in the tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father.
Now, we literally just went over this reading in the Shabbat morning class. So some of the questions you're asking is kind of a repeat of what we just went over in the last few days. So we actually all know what this chapter is talking about. It's talking about the father died, and there was nobody to take their inheritance but his daughters. So what they were saying is how for them to keep an inheritance in Israel, right? So if the father's, think about it, the husband died, right? Right. So let's say it says your husband died, and now you don't, or your father died. You don't got no inheritance. So what he was doing was showing them that they need an inheritance to pass down for their tribe, right? So how do we get them to pass down this inheritance? Well, we got to let the daughter bear the inheritance of the father, right? Go ahead.
Come. That the
35 and what?
36, verse 9.
36 and 9. Go ahead.
Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance.
Right, because so exactly like I was explaining, when you go over a few chapters, they were separating the tribes between the land, between the tribes. So what he was saying that you can't now take this tribe. Naphtali, if you got this land, you couldn't marry in, and then next thing you know, the land be Judah's. Right, because I'm establishing the land now. Y'all get this?
No.
Right, so this was because they were establishing the lands. Let's see where we're at. Right, Numbers 33 and 51. Read Numbers 33 verse 51.
Numbers chapter 33 verse 51.
Go ahead.
Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them,
When
ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out of the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images,
right?
And quite pluck down all their high places,
right?
And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of their land.
Right, because they were going to be plucked out of their land, and that was going to be ours. The land of Canaan would be the Israelites. Go ahead.
And dwell therein.
Right.
For I have given you the land to possess it.
Right. Now, if you got two maps up there, you can pull up the map of Canaan and then the map of Israel. You can see it's the same land, but all the Canaanites, Africans, were going to be coming out of that land. We were going to be destroying them. Go ahead.
And ye shall divide the land by lot for inheritance among your families.
Right.
And to the more ye shall give the more inheritance.
Right. So to the more you were going to give the more the inheritance, right? So you got the tribe of Naphtali or Levi, right? Well, not Levi because they lived everywhere in the suburbs. But if you got the tribe of Judah, right? They got their land, but if number-wise they were smaller, you were going to get a smaller portion, right? Now, if I'm a man marrying a Judite woman, right? It would be that Judah would be losing their inheritance if I came in and did it that way. So he was like, nah, you can't just come in and marry in and take on their inheritance. You see that? Because I'm giving you these lands for an inheritance. Next you know, Judah will be without a land. Right? Or Issachar will be without a land because you married in and you took their land. So no, you're going to keep your tribes, land and inheritance. Go ahead.
And to the pure ye shall give the less inheritance.
Go ahead.
Every man inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth.
Right. So that's why when you jumped over to, what was it, 36? When you jump over to 36, it's saying that about the inheritance in the land. Okay, because they were going to start dividing all these lands, and they wanted the tribes to stick to their own. They wanted every tribe to have an inheritance. They didn't want to be taken from whatever tribe it was. All right. What else? What time is it? We're gonna go to 8:30 and then jump into class. Go ahead.
It says,
Go ahead.
when is drinking in excess, and how do you stop the urge?
When is drinking in excess? Well, let's first look up moderation. Okay, because the scriptures teach us this word, moderate. Look that up. Right, look up the word moderation.
Moderation.
And then give me Philippians 4, verse 5. Go ahead.
The state of being moderate, or keeping a due mean between extremes or excess.
Right, or what?
Or excess.
Right, see, you got to watch being excessive. What you got? Go ahead.
It says restraint of violent passions.
Right, there's some key words here. Restraint. Moderate, not being excessive, and restraint. Go ahead.
Or indulgence of appetite.
See? So indulgence. So if you are excess, you know that you're overweight, but you gonna keep doing what? Eating butter. Some people do that. Yep. Y'all playing. Some people do that. Some people spoons of sugar. Some people, you late at night, what? You got the ho-hos and bonbons.
You got the honey buns with the,
yeah.
You try to do coconut milk.
Right. Or next, let's stick on the point of somebody, you wake up and you what? You got a little liayan, right? You drinking a little bit. Before you go to work, you what? Pop a little bit. When you come home, you what? You pop a little bit, right? The scriptures is telling us you got to deal with moderation, right? So read that. What else you got on moderation?
It says, eat and drink with moderation. Indulge with moderation in pleasures and exercise.
Right. So you got to be moderate, not excessive. And what was the other one?
Restraint.
Right. You got to use restraint. So if you know that, most likely you know you're overindulging. Like we got brothers that got coffee demons on them. You know what I mean? Every day they wake up, they cannot function without coffee. Well, how do you know? Because every time you be like, okay, brothers, we're going to go on a coffee fast. Brothers start itching and scratching. You know what I mean? They start, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, brother, what's up, Oh, I just, you know what I mean, bro? I'll do anything for a double latte.
Dobio. Cup of Joe.
Yeah. We had brothers here, man, where they was doing coffee, they was doing power drinks, they was doing, you know what I mean? Livers is tore the hell up, and then when we go on a fast, you see them, they be like, what's up, Well, I usually drink a cup of Joe in the morning. No, you drink. Brothers are getting. What's those ones that we had to get y'all on? The ones that you get from Whole Foods. Nothing but the pure coffee that y'all be.
Oh, you talking about the? It was just iced coffee. No, it was.
Nah, bro, it's the strong one. Cold brew. Yeah. Oh man. These cats would get these cold brews. I took one sip. I was like, I was gone. And brothers is like, but you see, you know, we got our brother here. You know what I mean? He had to get put on that coffee fast. But you start seeing yourself that you're overindulgent, right? It's affecting you. Why? Because you start breaking down. You know, you got to be moderate. You got to be moderate. So read that Philippians. Where are we at?
Philippians chapter 4 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
Let your moderation be known unto all men.
You see, you're supposed to be doing things in moderation. Let's get our other favorite scripture while he's reading this one more time. Go ahead, read that.
Let your moderation be known unto all men.
Yeah, you gotta be moderate in things, man. You know you can't as a matter of fact go to let your moderation be known unto all men. Read on.
The Lord is at hand.
Right. Why? Because you don't want nothing to be excessive. Give me that one. Go to your apocrypha. You said what? Go to 33 and 29.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 33 and verse 29.
Go to 33 and 29. Go ahead.
But be not excessive toward any.
But be not what?
Excessive.
Yeah.
Toward any.
That's where we're going next. Be not what?
Excessive toward any.
Yeah, so be not excessive toward any. So how do you know? How do you know? What was the question?
It's and how do you stop the urge?
Yeah, how do you stop the urge? There's many ways to stop the urge. Fast. Fast. You know what I mean? First be like, you know what? I'm going to go on a 30-day fast of no liquor. We have to do it with brothers in here, man. Brothers, we get brothers, they be sneaking out. You know what I mean? And every time you bump into them, they smell like beer or liquor. It's like, what's up with you? Oh, no, I'm good, Yeah, it's like just drinking to drink. That old Esau, come home, you got to pop the brew. You know what I mean? And, then you got to understand that what you're giving yourself over to. That why do you drink? Because that's the question. Why are you excessive? Because you have given your mind over to that. Scriptures say, be not excessive to any or in anything. You gave your mind to that. And those are your pleasures. Right? Think about it. That's what you take pleasure in more. Listen, we gotta tell brothers on social media. We got brothers and sisters. Like, you got some people, man, that don't understand about moderation. Yeah. They don't know about balance. They don't know. Damn, I'm sitting. My mind is all jacked up because I'm on social media more than studying. I know brothers that sit in the bathroom can be on social media. You can be on the toilet for about 45 minutes scrolling. But that 45 minutes you could be studying. You could be scrolling through scriptures. You know, but brothers, it got a hold on them because they don't understand about the Spirit. They don't understand about the Spirit gives us control and power. It gives us control on everything in our life. But you got to be spiritual minded. That's why it says to be carnally minded is death. Why? Carnal mind, you eat yourself into diabetes. You drink yourself into being a drunkard. You drink yourself into doing something stupid, being drunk, into a car accident. You drink yourself, or you'll pill pop until you pill pop your brain out of your head. Right? Or even even some people work out too much. You know what I mean? You work out so much that your physical is up to par, but your spirit ain't up to par. You know what I mean? So you gotta understand the Spirit teaches us about balance, about making sure things are. The only thing you can never go too far in is what?
Just word.
The truth. The scriptures say, strive for the truth unto death. So you can never overstudy. Scriptures say studiness is weariness of flesh. Only thing that happens when you study is what? You get tired. Your head hurt a little bit. You ain't gonna die because you read so much. You get weak. You get a little, oh man, I gotta take a break. Right? You know what I mean? Get some water. Get some soda. You know what I mean? Get some, I don't drink soda. I'm just saying, you drink something, and then it what? Get you out of that mode, right? And then you what? Go right back. Wisdom, your brain is like a muscle. It can keep getting stronger and stronger, stronger and more powerful. This is the only thing. Y'all see that?
God.
So that there can be, the scriptures say, strive for the truth unto death, and he will fight for you. So you can't never go far. And when you think you're going far, it's not far enough.
Well, you never could go far enough.
You can never go far enough, right? So where are we at? Where are we at in Proverbs?
Proverbs 11 and verse 1.
Right?
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1.
Proverbs 11, verse 1.
Where was that? I got that Carnegie Mining thing there.
Huh? Right. Hold that one. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 1.
Proverbs 11 and 1. Read that.
A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
A what?
A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
And that's where how do you know? How do you know, and how are you going to identify the Spirit on you when you're giving yourself too much of that instead of the Spirit? You're supposed to be drinking this word, eating this knowledge. Your mind's supposed to be captivated by this. Why are you drinking so much? Why are you eating so much? Why are you popping pills? Why are you trying? Why does sex have to fulfill your urge, or unless you don't feel whole? Why? Because you've given yourself to a God more powerful than the Most High. And that's how a lot of people, like, you don't feel ease, you don't feel you're in life, or you're living without drinking or popping a pill or having sex. Some people, you need to be something activated physically all the time.
So you can be satisfied.
So you can be satisfied. But remember that. Now read that, Romans 8 and 6, and then we'll jump back to Proverbs.
Romans chapter 8, verse, can I start 5?
Yeah, 8 and 5. Why? Okay, right, 5. Go ahead, read that.
Romans chapter 8, verse 5.
I'm thinking of it. Go ahead.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
Right on point, right on point.
But they that
No, hold on. Read it again, 5.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
You see, so if you want to identify why, right? If you want to identify why, because really you're carnal minded. There's something in the flesh that is telling you need that more than the Spirit, more than the knowledge, right? So, go ahead.
But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit.
You see that? So you're what things are at the forefront of your brain more, right? If the first thing is like, yeah, I need to get that sip, I need to get that bottle, that has control of you. Yeah, I mean, I'm hungry. Yeah, you know, somebody told me the other day, I just eat. Sometimes I just eat to eat. Right? Why? Because food got a control of you. You got to learn how to discipline yourself. That's why, like we're doing fasting, prayer and fasting, it gives you control. And it shows you about yourself, how you're a filthy animal. It shows you how that, you're really connected to the flesh. And if you don't gain control and start controlling yourself, these things will destroy you. So read out.
Verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Do what?
For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Right, but they that is spiritually minded is life and peace. Why? Because you cannot, the flesh cannot be fulfilled. I know it every time I get that Whataburger. Right? You get that Whataburger and guess what? It almost feels like you need another one. It's like you just got a number 2 large with a root beer. Number 2 is a double meat with the cheese peeling out the side. Right, with the patty melt bread. Right, now I'm messing with spirits in here. They're going crazy. See, you got some brothers and sisters. Right? You got, and guess what? Right when you eat it, it's like, maybe, let me get me a number 2 with a number 1, a single meat, and that's going to make it right. But after you eat that, you feel like what? You feel like a harlot. That's for Moses. I'm not going to say hoe. I'm going to say harlot. You feel like a harlot after that one. You're like, man, I can't believe I did that. You got to gain control. You got to identify what things are in your life. Read it one more time in Proverbs. No, you're done with Romans. Go ahead.
Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord.
See, when you lean too much to the right, it's too much. When you lean too much to the left, it's too much. You got to be evened out. Everything, especially with the things of the flesh. You can never be over charitable, over giving, over loving. You can't. You can't, because guess what? When you think you're over loving, you always got some negative in the back of your mind that it stops you from being over loving, over charitable, over giving, over righteous. Right? The only time you get over righteous is when you don't apply the righteousness in the spirit. Over righteous don't mean that you did. Like, what brother, which one of y'all have resisted unto blood, striving against sin? So don't think over righteousness means that. Because none of you have reached to the point where you're like, no, I'll die for this. And you really in death-defying situations. Nah, none of you have even went to that level. You barely, bro, you're asked to go 1 mile, and to go twain is a problem. So don't think over righteousness means there is a too far in righteousness. It's not saying that. And if you understood it like that, you were wrong. Okay, so read the unjust balance, keeping your balance, understanding that it's, yeah, if I'm a drinker and I'm known to have a drink with everything, that's a problem. Why? Because now you're doing that 360 days a year. You drink once a week, that's fine. You know what I mean? Cool. You know, but if you drink once a week a bottle of Hennessy, you might want to check that. Moderation. To where you passing out, that's when you slapping people, that's when you wilding out. I admit, I've been there. The Hennessy had a power over me. But you can see, yeah, it's too much. You falling asleep in the car. You passing out. You start looking pale. Your skin start getting all dried up. You start looking like you're dying, and you're like 30. You look 40. Your liver's cringed up because you're drinking every damn day. I see brothers I know. I've seen brothers I know that when I stopped drinking at 30, right, to the level I used to, those brothers still drink. They're older than me. These cats losing hair, they look like zombies.
Right.
Why? Because all they do is be at the wine. You need to leave that stuff alone, man. It's the white man, what we got is liquor now. You got to drink it in moderation, because liquor and wine right now, remember, everything that was original and it's best, you know what they doing? They got that $1,000 a bottle. I drank a bottle of Macallan the other day. It was one little slim bottle. I shared it. I got a few drinks out of there. My rib got a few drinks. REI got a few drinks. It was a $400 bottle. I didn't buy it. She got it from her boss. I ain't buying no $400 bottle. She got it from her boss. Her boss had a $1,000 bottle, and he had a $400 bottle. He was like, don't take the $1,000 one. She was like, okay. Took the 400, was like, look what I got you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but that's the good liquor. That's when you taste it and it tastes like what? Apple juice. You ain't even tasting it. But the stuff we're drinking, they just made that a week ago. You know what I mean? And then that's even if you know what to drink. Our people don't even know what to drink. Like when you drink it, what was the list the other day? When we were going, you were in that street speaking, huh?
No.
Yeah, he was going over the list. You drinking the
Oh, it's on the Cobra.
You drinking Cobras.
Mad Dog 22.
Yeah, Mad Dogs. You drinking OE.
Right. Oh, English.
Oh, English. You drinking all the low, you know, dirt shelf liquor. That means that it's just alcohol in there. They might as well put rubbing alcohol. Like you ain't drinking right. That's killing you, man. So go from there. Go to Ecclesiasticus 18.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18.
Yeah. Ecclesiasticus 18. You coming around, you smelling like liquor, you gotta go home, deal with your rib on liquor. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's too much. That's how you know it's too much. You can't survive a day without drinking. It's too much. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 and verse 30.
Go ahead.
Go not after thy lust,
right?
But refrain thyself.
What is lust? Your desire. You can't go after your desires all the time. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm telling you, burgers and pizza. I'd be 400 pounds right now. I love me a burger. I love me pizza. But all that cheese, all that bread will clog up your cavity. Clog up your intestines. All that meat, will all the toxins in those red meat, oh, it's not good for you, man. It's not good for you. I'm not saying don't eat meat. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying, excessiveness in these things is not good for you. You got that constant cough. Why you got a cough? Because you constantly eating defiled things, man, that's messing up your system. So you got to know how to fast. You got to know how to cleanse yourself to cleanse your body out. Go ahead.
But refrain thyself from thy appetite.
You got to refrain yourself from your appetites. What do you desire? Some of you, you're asking the question about the wine. It's wine for you, but guess what? For somebody else, it's food. For somebody else, it's sweets. Somebody else, it's carbs. Like you need bread with every damn thing. Like that's your problem. Carbohydrates. It's bad for you. Then you eat the bleach one. You ain't eating black bread, brown bread. You eating the white bread. Right? So you got to identify it yourself. The scriptures say examine yourself. You got to know I'm doing this every day. I'm too much. I'm overweight. I'm unhealthy. I can't move. I'm walking up the stairs and I'm breathing wrong. Why? Because my appetite is controlling me. Go ahead.
Verse 31.
Go ahead.
If thou givest thy soul the desire that pleaseth her.
Yeah, you give your body, your spirit to the carnal. Your soul is that carnal desire though. You always want. Go ahead.
She will make thee a laughing stock.
Yeah, she will make thee a laughing stock. See, you will destroy yourself. Go ahead.
To thine enemies.
Go ahead.
That malig thee. Take not pleasure in much good cheer.
Right. And you know why it's checking you on that? Why? Why does it say take not pleasure in much good cheer? Because you know that one thing that makes you happy You know what I mean? That one thing that, you know, it's like, you know what? If I go eat a thing of ice cream, it's going to change everything. It's going to make it all right. Right? You're like, you know what? You get a whole thing of Krispy Kremes yourself, and you like, it's going to be better after this. Right? You thinking about this false cheer, false wholesome feeling that you're feeling when the Spirit is supposed to be your comforter. The Spirit, the Word, the knowledge, the Most High is supposed to be your comforter. Not the whole box of donuts. You know, not you a good bottle of Hennessy to yourself. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Neither be tied to the expense thereof.
Yeah, go ahead.
Be not made a beggar by
all right, go from there. Go to Ecclesiastes 33 and is it 3? Hold on. Oh. Ecclesiastes 31. And you're going to start at, I mean, you can start at the whole, no, that's not the chapter, but you can start Ecclesiastes 31. Man, this is a good chapter. And because in here it goes into eating and it goes into drinking. Go down to 27. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 and verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man. If it be drink, moderately.
All right, try it one more time.
Wine is good as a life to man. If it be drinking moderately.
Right. So you're supposed to be drinking it moderately. You're supposed to be drinking moderately. You don't supposed to be drinking to where it controls you and drinking daily. Go ahead.
What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it is made to make men glad.
Right. So it's good. The Most High put it here for us. Right? But moderately. Go ahead.
Wine measurably drink in season brightest gladness of the heart.
Right. So, and it's for its time. So measurably drunken, moderately, and it's for its purpose and its time. What?
If we don't like drinking, is that okay?
Nah, it's not wrong. It's not law. It's not a law to drink. You know, it's not a law to drink. You know, I think when we do the Passover drinking, when he said, "Drink this wine. This is my body." When we do that at the Passover, yeah, sip it. But you don't have to guzzle down the whole cup. You know, you don't have to drink. It's not a law. Go ahead.
And cheerfulness of the mind.
Yeah, so wine measurably drunk and in season bringing gladness of the heart. See, if you drink moderately and in season, then wine will be gladness to you. But you constantly drink, I've been there. You constantly drinking, wine ain't no more fun. Like now it's like I done drank so much in the past, I can't even it's like I get all shaky and you know what I mean? Why? Because I done drank gallons of liquor at times. So it's like, dang, I wish I would have paused on that a little bit. That way I can enjoy wine now. You know, but that's what happens when you don't drink. When you drink, you don't drink moderately and measurably. Go ahead.
But wine drunken with excess.
Wine drunken with what?
With excess.
See, when you drinking wine in excess, go ahead.
Maketh bitterness of the mind.
Yes. So this is, you don't want to drink like that. It brings bitterness of the mind. Go ahead.
With brawling and quarreling.
With what?
Brawling and quarreling.
See, and then you get into fighting. Why? Because really, the excessiveness has taken your mind over. Wine has taken your mind over. So yeah, you gotta, read the question again.
The question states, when is drinking in excess?
Right. Drinking is in excess when it got to control over you. When you're doing it in excess and not moderately. Right? Go ahead.
And how do you stop the urge?
Right. How do you stop the urge? Is controlling yourself. Putting the Most High first, understanding that He's the comforter. Right? He's supposed to be your comfort. And start controlling your body for your lust. Start cutting your desires off. How do you cut the desires of the flesh off? Fast. Fast. It will show you a lot about yourself. Start with 1 day. Start with 1 day fast. I'm talking about food, water, all that. Be like, I'm going to fast 1 day. When you get that down, jump to 3 days. When you get that down, you can jump. It's going to take a while to get those 3 days down, because that's going to break your spirit. Then you can jump to 7. Then you'll start looking and knowing about yourself why Israelites fast and pray. Because it was to show us how to control the body and not to give in to the flesh. All right? So hopefully that helped. But what else we got?
This is from Wayne Disler. Was the Ethiopian man in Acts chapter 8 verse 26 through 40 an Israelite? And why did the angel lead Philip to baptize the man with water?
Why did they? All right, let's go there.
Acts chapter 8 verse 40.
Now, from what I'm reading, he was an Ethiopian. What I read, because I know where it's at and I know what we're going to read. Are brothers switching it up? Have I heard it changed on YouTube? Have Israelites switched over? So now there's an argument about it, but we're reading what it says. Go ahead.
But Philip was found at Azotus, and passing through, he preached in all the cities. Till he came to Caesarea.
Go ahead.
Chapter 9.
No. Read that started at chapter 8 and verse 26.
Yeah.
Oh, verse
Chapter
26.
8 and verse 26.
Yeah, where we at?
Acts chapter 8, verse 26. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise, and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza. Gaza, which is this desert. Desert slot. And he rose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, and a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians,
right,
who had the charge of all her treasures, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship.
Right. It says he was an Ethiopian. So go ahead.
Was returned, and sitting in his chariot, read Esaias the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near, and join thyself to his chariot.
Right.
And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Esaias, and said, Understand thou what thou readest?
Right. So the Spirit was like, go there, and it led him to give him this understanding. Go ahead.
And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me?
Right.
And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. The place of the scripture which he read was this: He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth. Verse 33. In his humiliation, his judgment was taken away. And who shall declare his generation? For his light is taken from the earth. And the eunuch answered Philip, and said, I pray thee, O who speaketh the prophet this, O himself, or of some other men. Verse 35. Then Philip opened his mouth and began at the same scripture and preached unto him Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And as they went on their way, they came unto a certain water, and the eunuch said, See, here is water. What doeth hinder me to be baptized?
Go ahead.
And Philip said, If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest. And he answered and said, I believe that Yahweh Shai is the son of Yahweh.
Right.
And he commanded the chariot to stand still.
Right. And like I said, when we read it, it says he was an Ethiopian. You know, Israel brothers are going back and forth on it. You know, to whether or not he was Ethiopian of the nations or Ethiopian Israelites scattered through Ethiopia. It says he was an Ethiopian. So that's how I'm answering that question. I know y'all asking. That's how I'm answering the question. That's how we always answer. It said he was Ethiopian. So yeah, I think I went over this one with Yeshaya also a while back, but I'm gonna go back over it with him also. All right. What else?
Is that confusing because in Acts it's talking about them actually going to the other tongues, speaking in different tongues, going to these other nations, and like they was Jews, our people in these other tongues, in
right?
Other languages.
Yeah.
That's why it's confused like that.
Well.
What is the confusion?
Well, the confusion is, I think where the confusion where other men are saying is like, well, why was he baptized? Right? So I can see why they're saying that, but it said he was an Ethiopian. You see that? So I'll get back to you on that also. I'm gonna talk to you, Shai, about that one again. All right. We got anything else? That's it? All right. We got an hour left real quick. Go to, all right, let's touch on, nobody got any other questions, right?
La.
La?
La.
Okay, yeah, those were some good questions, man. Y'all keep coming with them. You know, we like the questions. We like y'all coming with them, and I know that edifies and helps y'all out. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of y'all in here, y'all need to be writing down these questions and getting the scriptures that we go over, because we go over so many questions. And as y'all see, like some questions just repeat. Y'all supposed to be swift to be able to answer those questions. So it's supposed to be building y'all up also. All right. Now we're gonna finish up the last hour. We're gonna finish up the husband class. All right, because we were going over. Let's go back. Go back to Timothy's. We're gonna reiterate Timothy's, because every time we talk about this, the husband and his duties and what's needed from him, we're gonna reiterate this one scripture, but then we're gonna go into the topic. So go to Timothy's, 1 Timothy's. Go to Timothy's. You know what? As a matter of fact, go to 1 Timothy 3 and 5.
Come.
Read there. Read one. Read one on down. And then we're going to jump over to Ephesians real quick. Just to reiterate, because we've been going over, if y'all been catching these classes about the husband, it's how the husband is supposed to be functioning, how the man is supposed to be functioning in the body, right? But we're also talking about the woman too. But we've been dealing with the husband more so, all right? So read that. 1 Timothy 3 verse 1.
1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1.
Go ahead.
This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop.
Right, and why do we keep reiterating this one? Because the topic is patience, that the husband needs patience. But I keep reiterating this one to seal in you brothers and sisters' head that it's necessary in the house of the Lord to have these attributes. But if you don't have them at home, you will not apply them in the house of the Lord. So this is why I keep reiterating this chapter. When we touch on, at this point, we're going to touch on patience. We touched on what already?
We did faith. And we actually did communication.
We did communication and faith. So this needs to be applied in your house first to apply in the house of the Lord. So read that, 3 and 1.
This is a true saying. If a man desires the office of a bishop,
right,
he desires a good work.
Right, because that's what we're fighting for. That's what we're all trying to attain. As a young man, as a young brother in the truth, you're trying to obtain to be a bishop, a leader, a teacher, right? That needs to be, that's your goal, that's your vision as a young man. Go ahead. As a young Israelite, go ahead.
A bishop then must be blameless.
Right, so it's going to tell us how do we get blameless and what attributes and things these young men need to pick up. Go ahead.
The husband of one wife.
Right, so we've touched on this many a times, and I'm going to reiterate it again. He needs to know how to deal with one woman. So don't come to me and ask me about, well, what about concubines? Or what about David? He had 1,000 wives. Let's learn how to deal with your one wife. You understand that?
Con.
We know what the law says, con. But let's first learn what you need to get in your house. You don't even know how to take care of your one wife. I don't want to hear about concubines and a man can have more than one woman. Read.
Vigilant.
You got to be vigilant. We touched on this. It said hawkeye, aware. Go ahead.
Sober.
Sober-minded. Awake. Go ahead.
Of good behavior.
Of good behavior. We went over these things. Read.
Given to hospitality.
Read.
Apt to teach.
Right. Now, all these attributes have to be in the man's house. All these things have to be done in your house first. Go ahead.
Not given to wine.
Yeah, you don't have a good behavior in your house. You're a brute. You're not hospitable to your wife. You're disrespectful to your kids. You're not apt to teach at home. How are you going to do it in the house of the Lord? This is what Israel don't understand. Go ahead.
No striker.
Right, you over there ready to punch her in the face and choke her out. What are you going to do with a stranger, your brother, your sister? Go ahead.
Not greedy of filthy lucre.
Yeah, you're only making sure you got the new J's and new stuff in the house. But your kids look like bums. Your wife look like a bum. Same thing you're going to do in the house of the Lord. You're going to be thinking about money and gain instead of thinking about the church, the brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
But patient.
But what?
Patient.
So what are we going to be talking about tonight?
Patient.
We're going to be talking about patience. Why? Read.
Not a brawler.
Go ahead.
Not covetous.
Read.
One that ruleth well his own house.
Because patience is necessary in ruling and teaching your rib. Patience is needed and necessary in guiding your rib, your wife, your children. In return, when you're patient with the one you love, you're patient with your wife, then you can be patient in the church. That's what Israel don't understand. If you lack patience, you know, we get it all the time. Brother, we got, you know what we got to keep reiterating to a lot of relationships in the school? Is that, bro, I'm done with her. But how many times did we have patience with you? How long have you been here? You've been in and out the camp. You've been double-minded. we have to tell you how to be diligent. We have to constantly go back with you over the scriptures. Whether you got a drinking problem, you came in with these different problems, a drinking problem, a smoking weed problem, a smoking cigarette problem. But when you came in, what did we do? Oh no, you smoking weed, lie, get out of here. No, we were patient. And we set up the things in patience to do what? Help you fight through them. Con? That's what happens. Well, what's going to happen when you meet that woman off the street that don't know dress pants, that don't know how to cover her head, that don't know how to talk, that don't know how to change a pamper, that don't know how to cook a meal, that don't know how to be a wife? What is the husband going to have? Patience. Same way we're patient with you in the body. Same way we know that you need things in your spirit. And guess what? We tell you 1,000 times. Didn't we already tell you? Didn't we tell you you're forgetful here? The Bible says you don't supposed to be. But we still what? We're patient with you. Long suffering. So that's what we're talking about. Where you at?
Give me James chapter 1 and verse 2. Because patience is key in all things. Having to be patient, once again, with your wife. Having to be patient with your kids. Having to be patient with the people at your job. So this is an attribute that we need to understand and actually ingrain into our system.
Yes.
Read that.
James chapter 1 verse 2.
Read.
My brother, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
Yeah, it says count it joy when you fall into diverse temptations. When you fall into situations that might be hard. Because it's just a test. It's just to see if you're going to endure through that. But it says count it joy. Read.
Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Yeah, the trying of your faith. What's going on in the situation, it worketh your patience. Because it's going to show two things. It's either you're going to give up or you're actually going to lean to the Most High and rely what the scriptures say. Be patient. Work through that. Get some counseling. Like, for example, with the household. You may got an issue with your rib. What are you going to do? Just going to just snap on her? You're going to start throwing things in the house, throwing hands upon her? Or you're going to actually go like the scriptures say, communicate.
Or you got some men that ignore them.
True.
I'm going to ignore the problems. I'm going to walk out. Right? I'm going to leave. I'm going to give up. It always comes to that. Remember, you as a young man, Daddy didn't sit you down and teach you how to be a man. What did he say? Well, what did Dad do to teach you? He didn't teach you patience. You know, he taught a lot of daddies. They weren't there, so you learned from Tyrone. Right. Which was what?
Hit it with the backhand.
Right. Hit it with the backhand.
That's disrespect. Open hands. Respect.
Right. Or you learned from the pimp that was pimping with your mama. Like, you learn all these bad attributes, and guess what? Patient wasn't one of them. You know, think about the black man. I was just driving today, man. Yeah. This cat cut me off, and I'm like, what is your... I shook my head like that. They looking at me like they wanted to jump out and shoot me. Right. Why? Because our people ain't got no brakes. They ain't got no patience, man. That's why black man, Hispanic man died quick. They ain't got no patience. See, and this is what we bring in our relationships. And you're not patient with your rib. You're not patient with your kids. And what happens? You're frustrated. You get angry quick. You lose compassion. You lose all the long suffering. That's where patient takes you. You lose all the attributes that is supposed to build your family. What you got?
Give me Romans chapter 5 verse 3. Romans chapter 5 verse 3.
And Shaddai, look up patience.
Come.
Look up patience.
Read that.
Romans chapter 5 verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also.
So here it goes again. It says we're glorifying, we glory in tribulation. Like the verse ahead said that we We counted joy in diverse temptations because this certain situation is supposed to teach us something. We're supposed to go through it and learn from what we're going through.
Yeah, 'cause I was going to ask that. Why do you think he keeps bringing up temptations and problems? Like temptations and what's that word to say?
Tribulation.
Tribulation. What else is it? How else do you know if somebody is really with you and really loves you? There you go. There you go. Think about it. The scriptures say, as a matter of fact, go there real quick. Let's add one. You don't got that one. Go to Ecclesiasticus. Or go to the one she quoted. A friend loveth that all time. Real quick, and then we're going to go to Ecclesiasticus. You got the definition?
Gone.
Read that.
Patience. Bearing pain or trial, or trials calamity, or without complaint. Manifest.
Wait. Ooh. You can't let that one go. Read it again.
Bearing pains.
Bearing what?
Pains.
Wait. No. I go through something, an abandoned ship.
Bearing pain.
No. I ain't going through nothing. I could. There's 1,000 like you. I can pick up off the street. You're right. Right. And if you're not patient with her, then guess what? You gonna go through 1,000 that you're not gonna be patient with. Your logic doesn't make sense. You're thinking like you're easy to be replaced. Truthfully, she's not. You know why? I listen. In my anger, I've said it many a times. I'll just replace you. But guess what? She's not. Because she's there with you. How many sisters gonna go ahead and take off those spandex and put on a dress? How many sisters gonna cover their head and be humble? How many sisters gonna sit in class and try to learn? How many? Oh yeah, where they at then? I heard that thought. Well, a lot. Where they at? Oh, they watching online. Yeah, really? Yeah, go ahead and put them to commit. Israel got to stop it. Or they watching online. You know what I mean? Put them to commit then. Tell them to do something. Have them bring your ass meals in.
Try to range, right?
Yeah. Have them pay a bill. Well, I don't got to. Oh, they'll pay a bill. No, they won't. Why? Because they're not committed. You know what I mean? How about get in order? How about serve the Most High? How about put down that blunt? You're going to see they're not ready to do these things. But see, you think if I don't bear this pain, I don't got to go through this building my household. Remember, the black man don't want to build anything. They want it to be in a government line and a white man to hand it to them.
Just get it.
They want everything to be like government cheese. They want everything to be like selling dime bags. That easy. I can cook it up, flip it, and then go out there and get it. It ain't that easy. You building a household, building a family, it takes work. It takes work. Tonight we're talking about the patience that it takes to work. Read it again. Patience.
Bearing pains.
Bearing what?
Pains.
Right. Why? Go to Proverbs 17 and 17. Stay where you're at. Stay where you're at with the definition. Bearing pains. Read. Definition.
Or trials comely.
See, or trials what?
Comely.
Erratically.
Comely.
I'm losing my mind.
Comely.
I'm losing patience.
Comely.
Bearing trials calmly. Y'all, you see, this is what, when it says study to show thyself approved, y'all know we really beyond these definitions because a lot of brothers and sisters want to act like, oh, I'm patient. No, you're not. Stop lying to yourself. You're not patient.
Right. Because
when it comes to pain, bury pain calmly, you lose your damn mind, so you're not patient. You lose your mind. You're not calm. What else?
bearing trials calmly or without complaint.
Or without what?
Complaint.
Without what?
Complaint.
Yeah, how many of you Israelites complaining all the time? You don't have real patience because you're complaining all the time. Every time your husband requires for something from you, you're complaining. You're not having the patience the Most High told you need. Every time your wife needs something and you see that she lacks, you're complaining instead of understanding that you got to give her what she needs. But that love got to be there. Proverbs 17:17. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times.
See, because that friendship is going to be built through patience. Right? Nobody just, marriage is not just a thing like the white man said. You look at her, it's not a romantic comedy. Marriage is not a romantic comedy that you guys gazed at each other, right? And then you fell in love, right? What did he say? She said, I seen it in this one movie. She said a happy ending is a story that haven't ended. A happy ending, those happy ending stories is a story that haven't ended. Why? Because they quit the movie. But what happens after that? Kids, bills, dirty socks, dirty drawers. You understand? There's a resurrection happening right now. It is a resurrection happening right now. Go ahead, read.
And a brother is born for adversity.
A brother's born for adversity. So, how do you know your rib's with you? How do you know your rib's with you? How do you know your wife's with you? How do you know a brother is with you? Your husband's with you. That's why I was saying, man, you brothers and sisters got to understand love. That love, it puts patience in you. Like I said, when you first met, what happened when you first met? You gazed in her eyes, you looked in her eyes. Did you smack her? You didn't do like Cameron said. You didn't smack her and say, just in case you say in the future that this couldn't happen, right? Or you treated me right in the beginning. You didn't do that. You did what? You loved her. You look in her eyes, you gazed, you admired her, right? She burped a little bit, you were like, you laughed. He farted a little bit, you giggled, right? But now it's what? You're nasty, like, I can't stand you, right? Why? That's the love in the beginning that needs to go throughout your relationship. That's patience. Y'all understand that? You're born in adversity. The things in adversity you go through, and you know what? You learn what is needed to go forward. Now, and I'm gonna do this every class we go over. If you don't have that with your wife, you're not gonna have that with brothers and sisters, strangers in the camp. The reason we're able to understand what is needed for our nation, because we had to apply patience at home. You understand this?
God.
We got to always remember that. So the brothers born through adversity. If you can't be committed to your wife, or you can't be committed to your husband, how you going to be committed to that brother and sister that walked through the camp, got so many issues and problems, and help them through their issues, and support them and back them and teach them and guide them? If you can't do it to your loved one, the one you roll over to, and you look at her in her face and say, what? Ugh, I hate you. That ain't love. That ain't the Most High. That ain't brotherhood. You understand?
Come on.
See, you know what, man? You know what the problem problem is y'all gonna really finally start realizing that you don't apply the Bible in your life. You're not an Israelite. You can run around all the hell you want telling people you Israelite. You're not no Israelite because you know that a man can have more than one woman. Or you got braids. Or you got a beard. Or you can shoot Christ is black. That don't make you a Hebrew. He that is a Jew is one inwardly. You were born an Israelite, but you still act like a dang heathen. So stop acting like you a Hebrew Israelite when you're acting like a heathen. These are the attributes that show through us and show to the world that we are the chosen. You understand that?
God.
So where are we at? You got any more on the definition?
God.
Go ahead.
Manifesting forbearance under provocation or strain.
Wait, oh my God. Why do you think it says that having patience through tribulation? That's why you would be in the camp and you've been off quick. Because you can't keep, you do that to your woman. You did it to your family. Right? You did it to your family. You do it to your wife. And guess what? What is keeping you around your kids? Patience and love. Would you do it to your kids? Would you just abandon your kids? No, I wouldn't do that. Let me do it for you. Oh, I would never abandon my kid. I take care of my kids. But that's the love you gotta have for the Most High. That's the love you gotta have for your brothers. That's the love you gotta have for your wife. But it needs patience. Read the definition again. I love it.
Manifesting forbearance under provocation.
See, manifesting forbearance under being provoked. You know what I mean? Like when I was driving here, I'm being provoked over the phone, and I had to manifest forbearance. I had to be patient. Why? Because when you talking out of your mouth the wrong way to me, the side of your face, I gotta what? I gotta have patience to deal with your knucklehead, and then come back with the scriptures and the knowledge to be able to say, this is what you're doing wrong. You see that?
God.
You gotta have patience. You can't just be like, you know what? She got out of order. She's wicked. She's wicked. I can't deal with her. She's wicked. Well, I'm gonna keep saying it. A wicked woman is what?
Giving it to a wicked man.
No. Let's hear it right. A wicked woman is what?
Give it to a wicked man.
Let me hear it again. A wicked woman is what?
Give it to a wicked man.
So if you screaming your rib is wicked, why? Maybe because you're wicked as hell. Because you ain't doing the right thing. Because you won't stand up for the truth. You want your rib to have a backbone, but you won't. This is what the Most High is showing us, man. The Most High will bless you with a righteous woman, or there will be a extreme gulf between what you're doing and what she's doing. To know, nah, she's off. Yeah, brother, we see your example. But a lot of you crying about your rib, crying about the woman you picked, because the Most High is like, look in the mirror. I'm showing you, and you hate it. You upset at it. You mad. You got to bear witness of what Christ is trying to put in you. Tonight's point, patience. Patience. What you got for patience?
It says, the suffering of afflictions, a calm temper which bears evil without murmuring or discontent.
Ooh. Sounds like Yahushai, right?
God.
Or did Yahushai spaz out all the time and cry, Yahweh? Please. When Yahushai cried, it was for him to have mercy on him, not like, I'm going to kill these niggas, Yahweh. Why? Oh, I hate him. I hate her, Yahweh. Oh, she's wicked, Lord. Most High looking at you like, nigga, you're wicked. I'm going to keep her right there next to you. Baby is a gift. I just like to give. He keeping her right there while you crying she's wicked, And it be, man, y'all lying, man. And all y'all in here, y'all should be, y'all gotta know what we be dealing with. It be the most hypocritical niggas, man, that come in here with all that stuff. Why? Because you don't want to stand that. You know, that's why we tell y'all, man, if y'all don't want to commit, man, stay behind the screen. Stay behind online, because when you come in here, the Most High is going to require. He requires. And when you don't, you're going to end up worse, man. That's why you end up worse. It's better for you not to have known. The scripture says it's better for you not to have known than to come in here and play around. Y'all ain't going to use this Bible as to get women. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what brothers do. They use the Bible to get women, and then when they don't get in order and they have to work to teach the women, they wicked. She's wicked. Where are you? She's wicked, but what are you doing for the Most High? Crying that she's wicked? You a Pharisee, man. Patience. Go ahead.
It says, the quality of bearing offenses and injury without anger or revenge.
This is crazy. This is the definition of patience. I know we all were thinking, like, oh yeah, I know what patience is. Putting up with stuff. Nah. It's through injury, insult, hurt. That's patience we supposed to be applying. So let's jump back to what's the other scripture we got?
That was Romans chapter 5 verse 3.
All right.
Romans chapter 5 verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also.
We glory in tribulation because this tribulation is
don't start getting spiritless with the reading.
Right?
You don't start getting spiritless with the reading. Come on.
Read that again. With some power and some might for Yahweh Shai.
And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also.
Yeah, we glory in tribulation because this tribulation is teaching us. We're going through these things to be better men, better husbands, better priests to our people. So we have to go through these things. See, but that's the problem with Israel. We don't want to go through it. Like the priest was saying, my pops, he got mad at my mom. First thing he did, listen, I see a suitcase while I'm watching TV out the house. He ain't telling me where he going to, but he out the house though. We going to visit him on a Saturday at the hotel.
I don't know if it was the brother Rayon or if it was Quatazap, but one of them was telling me when they dad just shut down.
I believe it.
They just dad just shut down, didn't talk to anybody for years. Like that's what we're taught. We're taught not to think, not to deal with wisdom, to be emotional. And you know what? I got a problem. I'm mad at you. I'm not going to solve it with spiritual wisdom and understanding. I'm either going to lash out, lose my mind, or just don't say nothing to you and shut up and disappear. And those are all wrong. Yahweh Shai gives us this wisdom and knowledge because we're the masters of the universe. And to be the master of the universe, it said the bishop must first learn how to what? Deal with his own house. You can't be a master of the universe and you can't deal with a 5'4" midget, right, with long hair. I'm going to be a god. I want to be a general next year. I want to be an officer. Like, nigga, deal with your woman. You want to be all this, but you can't be patient with a 5'4" midget. Stop it. You got to understand, you don't have to lose your mind when they lose their mind. You have to be patient and apply the wisdom. It says, husbands, dwell with your wife according to what?
Wisdom.
No, it says knowledge.
Knowledge.
Dwell with them according to knowledge. All right, come on. Keep reading.
Knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Read.
And patience experience, and experience hope.
Right, so with that patience, you're working experience, but experience is you actually going through the measures, going through those situations, through the knowledge, and dealing with them accordingly. That's the experience. So now you can teach somebody else.
Right.
Now you can actually apply what you read in the Bible. That's the experience. Read that again.
And patience, experience. And experience, hope.
That's what it's about, man. It's about understanding how to deal with, rather than being, just scatterbrained when something happens. You're patient, you're calm, and you deal with the issue. You deal with your rib, whatever issue she has. You go into the Bible. Let's go here and let's look at this verse and let's examine it. Let's understand this and how we should do things differently next time, whatever situation it might be. With your kids, same thing. Now, rather than just wanting to run away, you leave it at the house. You over here, you rather play video games, rather go drink. Nah, let's deal with the situation according to the scriptures. That's the patience, but it brings experience and hope. Give me Hebrews 10 and 35. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35. Because once again, we're still coming back to the understanding of the Bible. Our parents didn't teach us how to deal with patience. They didn't teach us how to be faithful, the communication. So that's why we have to learn these attributes that the Most High is showing us in this Bible. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
Yeah, cast not away your confidence. Your confidence is what the Bible's been telling you of how to deal. Like it says, count it joy when you fall in temptation. It's glory when you're in tribulation. Your tribulation worketh patience, patience, experience, and hope. Cast that not away. Read.
Which has great recompense of reward.
Because your patience does have a recompense of reward. See, the thing is that we don't have that patience, so that's why we never see that reward. We always, the funny thing is we always continue to run and chase after that reward. What we think we need or what we want. But we're never doing the things to actually get it. That's why the Most High is never giving it to us. It's like we take 5 steps forward to take 10 steps back in the same position that you was in the beggarly elements, because you didn't know the essential things to apply, which is, number one, is patience that we're talking about tonight. Read that again.
Cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
Read.
Which has great recompense of reward.
You got a great recompense of reward if you're patient. Read.
For ye have need of patience.
Yeah, you have need of patience in everything you go through. Listen, I don't care if it's dealing with your things at the household. You got a sink problem, rather than just flaring, blowing up things, throwing things. Nah, listen, take your time, see what the problem is, take care of it, and handle it. Rather than just losing your mind, going into your emotions. Read.
That after ye have done the will of the Most High.
And as we're reading, the will of the Most High is to be patient.
It's telling you to give the Spirit a chance. That if you let the word do its work,
right,
you will see the benefit of the outcome. And in this perspective, we're talking about patience. The last time we were talking about faith, then we were talking about the proper way to communicate, right? But the thing is that brothers and sisters don't trust in the method. The scriptures say wives dwell with them according to knowledge. Husbands dwell with them according to knowledge. So why is it that the forefront of your mind? Because you're not giving the Most High a chance. And we keep saying it. We keep quoting it. I keep quoting it all the time. Every time it's been quoted, 27:3. It's quoted so much that I actually remember the scripture now. Ecclesiasticus, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the house of the Lord. You don't want to be patient. You don't want to follow and let the workings of the Most High work in your house. And you want to resort back to Joe Donut Head status. And that's how you lose. Same thing with the women. You don't want to apply patience in your house. You're going to lose all these things that the Most High could be building. Marriage, relationship, you got to give it a chance.
Right.
These don't work right away. And most of the time, you choose a partner, you choose a husband, you choose a wife the wrong way. See, if you did it right in the beginning, maybe you have a better chance at it. Go ahead.
Give me Psalms 34 and 8, just on that point. Psalm chapter 34 and verse 8. Because the Most High is telling us, listen, try me. Listen, it says through glory and tribulation, and patience, experience, hope. Cast not away your confidence in the Bible. Try me. Read that.
Psalm chapter 34 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good.
Yeah, taste and see that the Most High's way is good. But the problem is we don't do that. We resort back to how we want to do things. We resort to how our mind thinks, how my father taught me, how my mother showed me how to be a wife, a beautiful daughter. No, it says try the Most High. Try His way. Do what the Bible says. Read.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in Him.
Hold on, read that again.
Blessed is the man that trusteth in Him.
It says blessed is the man that trusteth in Him, that trusts in His way. Not what I think, or I'm gonna kind of do His way, but I'm gonna mix my way into it as well. It don't work like that. It says, blessed is the man that trusted in Him. Go back to that Hebrews 10:36.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 36.
Read.
For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High.
Yeah, after tasting and trying what the Most High told you to do, read.
Ye might receive the promise.
Right. It's like this. If we counsel you, we go over the scriptures on y'all need to have love and patience, right?
God.
And then you go right back home and you get into an argument, a dispute. Y'all void out what the scripture's saying and do your own heart. It's never gonna work. The knowledge tells you what needs to be applied. The knowledge tells you. That's why I said brothers and sisters are hypocritical, man. This Bible don't work like the church has taught you. You're not gonna listen, you're not gonna hear it, and then next you know, go about and you do your own thing. It ain't gonna work like that. Y'all are going to have to be committed to this word and doing it and fulfilling it and keeping the example. That's how it works. You know now. You open up Pandora's box. There's no going back. Now if you betray this, damnation is to you. That's what y'all don't understand. You open it up, then you go back home and go right against it. You think because we're not there at home sitting with you with the Bible, God is not watching you. The Most High is not watching you. This is ignorance, man. The Bible works. Give it a chance. The knowledge works. Give it a chance. You know who doesn't work with? Ones that are rebellious to it. You understand that?
Done.
See, it's hitting. I'm only getting one con. You can tell it's like they're thinking about things. Go ahead, read.
Verse 37.
Uh-huh.
For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come.
That's it.
No, read that scripture from the top.
Verse 36.
35.
Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great recompense of reward.
Yeah, your confidence has a great recompense of reward if you're doing what the Most High tells you to do. If you're doing it by His rules and regulations, not yours. Read.
For ye have need of patience.
Come on.
That after ye have done the will of the Most High,
right,
ye might receive the promise.
And that says might, man. It says might. It's not for a surety, but that's the reason why we do it. Because we hope. In the scripture ahead, it says in patience, experience hope. We go through these things not just blamelessly, not just not knowing why we're doing it. No, we're hoping that we're going to get the good reward from that. Give me Luke chapter 21 and verse 19. Luke chapter 21 and verse 19.
Luke chapter 21 and verse 19.
Read that.
In your patience possess ye your soul.
Come on, man. The Most High is telling you, in your patience possess ye your soul. That's the only way that we're going to be able to endure and do the things that is acceptable in the Most High's eyes for Him to shine and smile upon us. Read that again.
In your patience possess ye your soul.
Y'all got to really internalize these scriptures and actually look at things in your life that you deal with, that you know that you're impatient in. If it's, listen, we're talking about the husband with your wives, wives with your husbands. Listen, with your kids, with your job. Give me
But that's why brothers' souls be so chaotic. They ain't got no patience. Their everyday working is like, we looked up a definition. We looked up a definition this morning. It was
diligent.
The thoughts of the diligent tend to plenty.
Hasty.
Hasty. Somebody give me that definition of hasty real quick.
Hasty.
Because when you move without patience, you move in haste. Right?
Con.
Read.
Opposed to slow. Be not hasty to go, eager.
Get to the one where it talks about no thought. Oh yeah, read it. Read what you got.
Yeah, I made this class one time. It's thoughtless.
It's what? So when you move in haste, you move thoughtless. Patience, when you're applying patience, you're applying thought to what you're doing. But see, read that scripture again, the last one.
Luke chapter 21, verse 19. In your patience.
In your what?
In your patience.
So, with patience, you have to apply thought to the situation. If you're not doing that, then you're moving hastily. Read what you got, Lamont.
Moving or action with speed quickly.
Okay.
Hurry. Impatient.
What?
Impatient.
You're impatient. You're the opposite of patience. Come on.
Impetuous.
Read.
Thoughtless.
What?
Thoughtless.
You're what?
Thoughtless.
Now you understand why the souls of some men they become ruined off of their impatience. Impatience possesses your souls. What soul do you want to possess? What soul do you want to possess? What soul do you want in you? Ariana.
Just one word. It said insufficient consideration.
What is it?
Insufficient consideration.
Yeah, you like a negative bank account. Nobody can do nothing with that. You insufficient funds. Insufficient consideration for what? For whatever it is. Your rib, your kids, your parents, your household. Some brothers don't even consider their households when they make moves. It's like, it's all about me, dog. I gotta do me. Right? You move around and don't consider every move you make has an effect. What effect is it gonna have? Is it gonna have a positive effect on your household? Are you gonna destroy the souls in your house? Or are you gonna continue to build?
Right.
In patience possessing your souls. Again, what souls do you want to possess? Go to this next one.
Give me Psalms 40 and 1, just on that. Psalms 40 and 1. Psalm chapter 40 and verse 1, because we ask ourselves a question. The Most High, He's not answering me. He doesn't hear me. You're not doing the things that are pleasing to Him. Read that.
Psalms chapter 40 and verse 1.
Read.
I waited patiently for the Lord.
Yeah, see, David said he waited patiently on the Lord. He was going through it, his trials and tribulations, his issues. Read.
And He inclined unto me.
Yeah, the Most High inclined unto David when he was patient. But the reason why the Most High don't hear us, and you think your prayers aren't answered, you ain't patient, man. You continue to try to do things your way, and the Most High is not dealing with that. Read.
And heard my cry.
Come on. So that's it. So there's things that we have to do. We have to be patient in our dealings for the Most High to hear us, hear our cry. Give me 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 4. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 4, because there's a reason why we're patient. There's a reason why we endure hardness and tribulation and trials. There's a reason why we're patient with those in our household, those in the church, our brothers, our sisters, our children. Give me that. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 4. There's 3 y'all in here.
God.
Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you, in the churches of the Most High, for your patience and faith.
Yeah, think about it. You got men glorying you for your patience, but think about how the Most High looks at you. The Most High will account that, will put that in that book on that day of judgment day and say that this individual was patient. They went through some of the wickedest things in the world, but were still patient. Their mother lied to him. Mother left him. Husband left him. Wife left him. But they were still patient. Read.
The churches of the Most High, for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulation that ye endure.
No, that you left.
That ye endure.
That you couldn't handle.
That ye endure.
I was tired.
Ye endure.
Nah, this ain't for me.
Ye endure.
I don't have to go through this.
Ye endure.
No, it says that ye endured, that you actually continued in. That you wanted to see how it felt. To see on the other side. It's funny because I was going, I'm going to give you an example. I was doing push-ups, not push-ups, sit-ups. I was in the military. Long story short, I was doing like 130. But it got to the point to where it felt so bad. I was like, I'm about to just quit. But I was like, you know what? My mind was like, let me see how it feels if I continue through it. You know what happened? The pain went away. It's the same thing. What it's talking about. It says, cast not away your confidence through that pain. Because you have a great recompense of reward. It'll come through. But you have to go through these things. Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 23. You have to go through these trials. You have to go through your spouse, your loved one, they may act up. You got to go through that. Be patient with her. Even though she may not be in accordance to how you want her to be. But that's where the patience comes in. Let's go through these scriptures, babe. Let's understand what the Bible says, how you should be. What the Most High says, how you should act. Give me that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 23.
17 and verse 23.
Ecclesiastes chapter 17 and verse 23.
Read that.
Come. Afterwards, he will rise up and reward them.
Read.
And render their recompense upon their heads.
He said he's going to render recompense on their head. Read.
Verse 24. But unto them that repent, he regarded them.
He granted.
He granted them return.
Yeah, them that repented, he granted them return. Read.
And comforted those that failed in patience.
See, the thing about it is that we all fall in patience. But the Most High is showing that, listen, he will, it says that he will recompense upon your head, but those that repent, when you repent and understand that, listen, I'm not patient, but I need to change my ways, the Most High will still, he said he comfort those that failed in patience. He will have you to return. You'll still be acceptable in his eyes. You're not going to be like a castaway, like he's not dealing with you. Read that again, verse 24.
Verse 24. But unto them that repent,
right?
He granted them return.
He did what?
Granted them return.
Read.
And comforted those that fell in patience.
Yeah, because a lot of times we fail in patience. We're never perfect. But the Most High is saying that, listen, if that test comes again, be patient. Why? Read.
Verse 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins.
Yeah, forsake the old ways you used to do, the impatient man. The one that just wanted to just cuss somebody out. Act foolishly. You throwing things out. Nah. Forsake that. Return to the Most High with being patient and meek. And having this understanding. Understand that those around you may not be on the level that you're at. Read.
Make thy prayer before his face. And offend less.
Yeah, man. Offend less. Be patient in areas that you need to be patient in. With your spouse, your kids.
So that means so that means, can you read that one more time?
Verse 25. Return unto the Lord.
To what?
Return unto the Lord.
Come on.
And forsake thy sins.
Wait. Keep getting high.
Forsake thy sins.
Hey, I'm gonna just get mad and walk out the house.
Forsake thy sins.
Hey, I'm gonna just dump the kids off, run away, go get caught up in a whole other mess.
Forsake thy sins.
See, the Most High is telling us we're not supposed to be repeating the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over. And then we got the nerve to get mad and upset when things don't work out our way. As men, we dealing with brothers, right? We dealing with the household. We dealing with the husbands, right?
Right.
As men, we have that supreme control. And if you're not applying the right things in your household, that's on you. When the house either stands or topples. Yeah, I was listening earlier, and it's like, brother, you were saying, brother's like, man, well, she's wicked. She's wicked. But a wicked woman is given into the portion of a wicked man. Right? So it's always, we always have to come back, and I always give this counsel to brothers where it's like, well, she's doing this, she's doing this, she's doing this, and it's always a bad report. I always say, well, guess what? What are you doing? What example are you giving off? Where is your level of repentance as far as We know the Bible says a just man falls 7 times.
God.
But is he repeating the same thing over and over? Is he falling to the same thing over and over and over and over and over and just like, I don't know, brother. I don't know what's going on. Why? Because a just man,
He's learning.
He's learning. He's considerate of counsel. He's applying counsel. See, these are all these things that patience. When a brother gets counsel, and we say, okay, Bible says this. You're going through whatever it is. We get the scriptures. We go through. We give the wisdom. And you give a brother the wisdom on what he needs to do in his household to get things right. Patience is not, oh, I went to her the same night, dealt with my house, she didn't change in 3 days, so now I give up. That ain't patience. But brothers do it.
Yeah.
Right? They be like, yeah, I counseled her, I talked to her, but she ain't changing. But it's like, but we just counseled you like 4 days ago. So how do you expect any impact or any change to happen right away when you didn't change in 4 days? You didn't just click in 4 days and say, damn, I'm a believer now, 100%. It took you a while. It takes brothers a while. So if a woman is the weaker vessel and you're supposed to be her strength, you got to see that the things that you're going through or been through, they're going to go through also.
God.
But you always got to be looking at your ways and saying, you know what, where am I failing my household, and let me repent from that. What evil lessons am I showing my wife and my children? Let me repent from that. Because if not, what's going to happen? It says you're going to get recompense on your own head. Read it again.
God. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins.
Go ahead.
Make thy prayer before his face. And
a lot of brothers don't even pray unless they're around other brothers and we setting up prayers. A lot of brothers don't get up daily, in and out, good and bad, and set up prayers. Come on.
And offend less.
And do what?
And offend less.
Yeah, and that lack of patience, now you start to offend the ones around you.
They say a family that prays together
stays together.
You know, but you gotta get past that awkwardness, man, and
set them up.
It'd be so much tension in the house that you're like, I don't want to pray with her, I don't want to pray with him. But that's what the demons are. The demons are in division, discord, hatred, and negative.
Yeah. Oh. Read.
Verse 26. Turn again to the Most High.
Do what?
Turn again to the Most High.
That should be a constant thing. We always got to be turning to the Most High. A lot of brothers and sisters, they turn to themselves. They turn to the things that, they turn to their little vices and think that that's going to fix it. That don't fix it, man. The weed, the liquor, I'm going to run away. I'm going to go chill outside for 3, 4, 5, 10 hours. I'm not going to deal with her. I just ain't going to talk to her. That don't fix problems. Sisters, y'all got to see that. That don't fix things when you like, oh, I'm going to just leave the house and I'm going to just hope that the problem ain't there when I get back. That don't fix things. You got to turn to the Most High. Come on.
And turn away from iniquity.
And do what?
Turn away from iniquity.
Yeah, there's a lot of brothers be having like down low sins that they be doing, and they wonder why their household doesn't propel forward. It gets stagnant. You got to turn away from those iniquities, because again, we might not be at your house, but the Most High is at your house. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding the ways of men. And he sees into that dark, deep, filthy mind that brothers have, that filthy spirit you got on you. He sees it. Because you can hide it from man, you can't hide it from the Most High. Read.
For he will lead thee out of darkness into the light.
The Most High will lead you into darkness, into the light, into the wisdom. Go ahead.
Into the light of health.
Into the what?
The light of health.
Yeah, he'll strengthen that mind, strengthen that body. Brothers got ailments and health hazards. The Most High will strengthen that. But you got to apply counsel. You got to be considerate of what, like the scriptures say, miss not the discourse of the elders. Some brothers run away from the elders and they run to the all inexperienced brothers that have no wisdom to give them. Read.
Come. And hate thou abomination vehemently.
I mean, that says it itself. You're supposed to hate abomination. Read.
Verse 27. Who shall praise the Most High?
That's it on that.
Yeah.
65. That was it. That was it.
Oh. No, on that patience. Right. So we wanted to touch on patience. And then we're going to go, we went over communication.
Yeah.
We went over faith.
Nice, nice.
Then we went over patience. All right. So, and yeah, these are the husband, but these are also for the woman also. All right. So, anybody got any questions on that? We're gonna end class on that note. Anybody got any questions on that? On the topic, off the topic? No? La? Okay, then we'll be here for Shabbat class Friday. All right. We'll wait a few seconds online, see if anybody got any questions on that. Yeah, gotta keep these households, man. We get a lot of young brothers and sisters that come in the truth that have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They got a zeal, but it's according to street speaking videos that they seen online, and not really understanding there's a lot more. So
yes, you can't teach your kids in street speaking tone. You know what I mean? I mean, your 4-year-old ain't gonna learn like that.
Right.
You know.
And that, think about it. Those are the scriptures you're getting. Street speaking is needed. We do it. Every camp does it. But you got street speaking subjects. And you got camp body internal subjects that need to be talked about. That is going to build these households and families, and all the things you're going through, how to battle them. All right. Anybody have anything on there? Okay. Once again, we thank you, brothers and sisters, for the ones that didn't hear it. We thank y'all for whoever vowed the vow, and whoever been given to the camp. We appreciate that. We'll see y'all for the Shabbat Friday sundown. Everybody say shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
All right. And everybody else in here, I module upon your hakodam, eyes that face east.
Yes, sir.
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Yahweh,
Rakano,
Ma'ashallah,
Habiyah,
Sapari.
Turn to your right. Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Yahweh, Rakano,
Ma'ashallah,
Habiyah,
Sapari.
Yahweh, Bahasham,